there's an actual new viral challenge going on right now with the youth that's actually positive, and to me shows you how we don't need government at all. Now, of course, when we hear about viral challenges that kids are involved in, the first thing we kind of think about is, of course, eating Tide Pods. Literally, the last big viral challenge that I last heard about was about people putting Tide Pods in their frickin' mouths, which of course left a lot of people seriously hurt, sent a lot of people to the hospital, and even killed some people. And this, of course, was what everyone was talking about, including the mainstream media. I think that's pretty much done for a very specific reason, because when you look at the mainstream media, as I call them, the horse stream media prostitutes, they love to talk about tabloid nonsense. They're pretty much echo chambers, and they like to criticize people for, supposedly being stupid. Meanwhile, they're the biggest bullhorns of stupidity, usually just preying off people's fears and emotions to make you hate the other man. We saw that time and time again, so many times. I don't know if you remember Y2K, just asinine fear-mongering, assification of information, knowledge, making you see the other human being as low as possible. And I think that's why the Tide Pod challenge got as much attention as it did. And by de facto, just by talking about it, mentioning it, it made it go even more viral, promoting it even more, promoting a lot of people to shove these stupid things in their mouth holes. But now I want to talk about something positive, because on this channel we talk a lot about politics. We're doing 4 videos now a week, 3 on the backup, 1 on the main channel. I want to talk about at least one positive story a week, and to me this is a very positive story of the quote hashtag trash tag challenge that is going viral amongst many circles, and it's encouraging people to clean up litter, to clean up after themselves, while at the same time taking a picture of a before and after. Now, we're definitely going to have some words for bureaucratic Becky here in just a little bit, but the photos that are coming out from these challenges are absolutely amazing, especially specific photos coming from India, which I have traveled to before, and other individuals who are just taking it upon themselves to clean up their environment, which is absolute fascinating and amazing. And as someone who lives in what people describe an absolute crap hole, pretty much melting pot of government bureaucracy of the highest taxed place in all of the United States, New York City, specifically the trash hole of New York City, Brooklyn, where there's trash everywhere. Seeing this actually inspires me, because as I walk around doing my daily routines, there's trash everywhere, and people just have a blatant disregard, some of them just to throw stuff when they're done with it. And this is really inspiring a lot of people, and we're actually seeing a lot of effects. And seeing this actually hit India is absolutely mind-boggling. The last time I was there, I actually landed in that country during, of course, their currency reset, where the government outlawed specific bills in the currency to, of course, make sure that they get their taxation revenue from the general public, so they weren't hoarding cash underneath their mattresses. And when it comes to trash and sanitation, the government of India definitely gives a lot more to inspire to from their just total inadequate ability to do any of it. What they literally do is just pretty much throw the trash around everywhere, use the restroom everywhere, and literally, if they have time, burn it. So seeing these photos, especially in India, especially all over the world, is absolutely inspiring and something that should give us hope for the future. And this is a direct action that's becoming viral through a hashtag that is absolutely causing change for the better. And if you want to see it, just go to hashtag trash tag on Instagram or on Twitter specifically, and hell, take some before and after photos yourself and get involved. Already, there's been more than 26,000 posts with that tag just on Instagram alone, and more volunteers coming together, proving we don't need bureaucratic Becky over here, who, again, this is what I find absolutely hilarious here. This post was on Reddit. It was one of the most popular posts, and something I've been waiting to do a video on, because, again, this is a Parks and Recreational employee, an employee of the government, saying, "Thank you to anyone who has helped clean up a park. This river used to be covered in trash, and it's pristine again because of one of you. I hope hashtag trash tag never..." Becky, bureaucratic Becky, what are you doing working for the government? She's taking Instagram photos of other people doing the work when she's a government employee with bureaucratic Becky running around here, probably coming up to other people being like, oh, you can't drink wine, giving you a ticket if you want to drink wine anywhere, kicking you out the park, even though it's a public freaking park. They have, did you know, in New York City and other places, the more bureaucratic, the more insane, if you walk into a park past midnight here in New York City, Central Park, or even just a walkway along the view here by the Brooklyn Bridge, you get a ticket, you get a fine, you have to go to court. This is how the government owns you and controls you with bureaucratic Becky, who by the way, couldn't do this himself. Why couldn't bureaucratic Becky over here pick up the trash herself as a government employee? No. She's literally just getting credit for it and praise for it when somebody else did it, when she should have been doing it as a government employee and not hassling people, giving people tickets, arresting them for trying to use the parks with nonsensical, asinine reasons to, again, just be another revenue source and control grid system of the government trying to freaking tell you how you're freaking supposed to enjoy nature. It's nature. It doesn't need government employees guarding it. Well, at least most of the times. Again, I'm speaking in very mass generalizations here, which should be noted, but my frustrations against this individual employee, who may actually be a good person, is more directed at the entire system that is just stupid. It's a stupid system in my personal belief. Now, there might be some actual instances where you might need Becky, but overall, I just see this as a huge waste of time and money where, again, people are showing that they themselves could take responsibility and do a way better job without any extortion, without any theft, without any form of abuse, with a power structure coming to you with gunmen saying, give me a part of your money so we could rule you. And predominantly, they do a half-assed job at that. Let's just admit that. I mean, literally, in New York City, they have people at the parks around midnight with their freaking lights and their stupid uniforms waiting to ticket you, waiting to send you to court for simply wanting to walk in nature, which is absolute madness. And I know so many people that have been negatively affected by this, and this shows you how much power we as individuals have and how just incompetent government is, since they can't do this when they steal so much money from you. It's asinine, it's backward, and I praise companies like Domino's that have been paving the roads. I praise companies like Pornhub, even though porn is really creating mental diseases amongst many people. That's a whole nother topic and a whole nother video, but Pornhub has actually volunteered and decided to plow roads during major snowstorms, and I appreciate other companies that are actually taking charge and having more responsibility among themselves and building themselves good PR, and that PR is generated by you sharing these kind of videos, sharing these kind of challenges, participating in these challenges, and incentivizing not only with you going to the companies, not only for you donating your time or donating your money to the individuals who are doing things that you enjoy and want to see more of, but specifically just with you paying attention to it, with you simply even just liking some of these posts will motivate more people to do it. And again, this challenge dates back from 2015. 2015 this challenge started, and it just shows you how the internet works in very strange, weird ways where you never know what could become viral. Now again, very few media organizations are talking about this. Is Business Insider Singapore. Business Insider Singapore. Collective Evolution is also, of course, talking about this. But when it comes to Tide Pods, literally, when you look up Tide Pods, every single media organization is talking about, hey guys, people are putting Tide Pods in their mouth holes. Ho, ho, ho. Literally, that's all they're talking about. Pushing those kind of greater ideas to you when we have to rely on freaking Business Insider Singapore and independent media to even hear about this viral challenge, which shows you just another aspect of how we really are more important than ever when it comes to us paying attention and being the change that we want to see in this world. And it starts with little things, and these little things add up and they mean a lot. And one of the most basic first ways you could do that is, of course, cleaning up the environment around you and taking care of the place you live to. Wasn't it Jordan Peterson who said pretty much wash your balls and clean your room. It begins with small, basic things like that that build up to greater and bigger things. If a lot of anarchists and libertarians want to take down the government, well, how about instead of just preaching ideology and putting the most cringeworthy, most awful candidates that you could ever find to the front line with psychological, insane issues, some of them who can't even find Aleppo on a map, instead of putting just the stupidest people forward, why don't you actually show, hey, the government doesn't need us because we could replace them by doing their job better, doing their job without coercion, without theft, without robbing other people, without fining and punishing other people, without hurting other people in our existence on this planet, and having respect, first of all, from the environment that we all live in. And hell, let's just be honest, I'll be a total hypocrite if I don't take part in this. If you are organizing a, quote, hashtag trash tag challenge, let me know where, in what country, in what state, and if it's a big challenge, hey, let's get some people out here. Let's actually do this. So if you have any ideas to, or have any places where you like to frequent, any places in nature that need to be cleaned up, hit me up on twitter.com/LukeWeAreChange. Maybe we could keep this hashtag going and clean up an area in your part of town. Message me, talk to me, see if the logistics could work. And I think this is a great way to stop being punk-ass, family-friendly show, punk-ass hoochie mamas, and take responsibility for our existence in this life. Again, it starts with what Jordan Peters said. If you agree, share this video, because again, we're getting kicked in the by the bigger companies that trying to get this message across. And there's a reason I think this message is not getting across, and why it's not being promoted. We need you guys more than ever. Thank you for your support on wearechange.org/donate. The links to support us will be in the description below. And stay tuned for more videos, doing 4 of them now on wearechange.org.